So sales process and cycle definition. So if you're going to do cross-sell, you have to know how the sales process is going to work. You have to know how the roles are going to work. And we might hear a challenge like this, Michelle. Our sellers aren't cross-selling because something isn't aligned,
Yeah,
right?
we hear it all the time.
And then we look and we see stuff like, well, is it, and we ask questions, is it a different buyer? Is the cycle different? You know, do they know how to sell it? Or is there risk? So let's take a look at some key questions you can ask in this particular area here around what you can look at in around the sales cycle. So we have 6 different areas here to take a look at. The buyer, and for your sales process, ask these questions for each of the situations. Is it the same buyer for the cross sell? So I can think of a situation, Michelle, where we were working with a shipping company. This is a while back, and they were moving into the financial services business. They said, well, we can offer, you know, receivables factoring, and we can offer all sorts of other financial services around our shipping products. And our people that sell shipping are going to go in and they're just going to offer that to our customers, right? And so they acquired a financial services company to do that. Well, lo and behold, the shipping people need to get to a different buyer because it's not the same buyer that buys shipping that buys financial services. Big, you know, underestimation of the difference between those buyers.
You know what we see? We see all these assumptions that because I have a great relationship, it may be one of your top 10 strategic customers, right? Because I have a great relationship, we got a great customer there.
Yeah.
They're the buying is not really going to be a challenge, but you may be starting from ground
Somebody
zero.
completely different, right?
Yep.
The offer. So do you have different offers? Is one offer a commodity? The other is specialized? Is one more of a capital purchase? The other is maybe more of a service? The cycle. So you may say, we're going to cross sell, but we have different timing. One is a long, more complex sales cycle. The other one maybe is a faster, more transactional sales cycle. The role, you just mentioned the roles. So the roles mapped, are they integrated well? Talent. Okay, this is a great one too. Kind of like what I just mentioned before. Do the salespeople have the talent to recognize the opportunity for the cross sell, to ask the right questions, to communicate the value proposition, to bring in somebody from the other organization, perhaps at the right point to help with that cross sell? Or are they going to try to take it down themselves and end up losing it, right? Which we see that happen as well.
We do see that happening.
And then finally, this one comes up a lot, risk, right?
Yeah.
So I've had these accounts for a long time. I'm an account manager. And the last thing I want to do is introduce something new that's going to introduce risk, or I'm going to bring some guy or some gal in from this other organization that I don't know into my customer, and they're going to mess things up. So I don't want to create risk. So the benefit to me is not as big as the risk of messing something up. So 6 big checkpoints you can look at here. And again, we can go deeper into this as a follow-up if you'd like, but just some things you would look at around the sales process and the cycle definition.
Right, just being aware of these things. We tend to, so we just talked about earlier on that the decisions around these synergies are made right up here, right at the deal maker level. And they're not really thinking about the salespeople may not really want someone else in their account, for example. So, you know, these are just really big, good considerations for you to have that you can address. And again, pretty practical approach that we know works.